Milo's Adventure, the mysterious clock tower of lost time. One crisp autumn morning, as the leaves in the enchanted forest turned shades of amber and gold, Milo the adventurous mouse set out on a new journey. This time, his curiosity was sparked by an old legend he'd heard from Benny the Wise Owl, a tale of a mysterious clock tower hidden deep within the forest, where time itself was said to be lost and found. The legend spoke of a forgotten clock tower that once stood at the heart of an ancient town. This clock tower was no ordinary timepiece. It was said to control the flow of time in the forest. However, the town had long vanished, and the clock tower had been lost to the ages, its magic slowly fading. The townspeople believed that anyone who could find and restore the clock tower would gain the ability to control time. Milo, always eager for an adventure, decided he would be the one to find the clock tower and unravel its mysteries. He packed his usual essentials, his map, some snacks, and his blue lantern, into his trusty backpack. With determination in his heart and the wind at his back, Milo ventured deeper into the forest than he had ever gone before. As Milo walked, the forest grew darker and denser. The trees seemed older here, their twisted branches reaching out like gnarled hands. The path was overgrown and winding, and the air was filled with the sound of rustling leaves and distant echoes. Despite the eerie atmosphere, Milo pressed on, his blue eyes scanning the surroundings for any sign of the clock tower. Hours passed, and the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the forest floor. Just as Milo was beginning to lose hope, he noticed a faint glow in the distance. Intrigued, he followed the light, pushing through the underbrush until he emerged into a small clearing. There, standing tall and proud despite the passage of time, was the clock tower. Its stone walls were covered in ivy, and its great wooden doors were slightly ajar. At the top of the tower, a massive clock face, now still and silent, loomed over the forest. The glow Milo had seen was coming from the clock's hands, which shimmered with a faint golden light. Milo's heart raced with excitement. He approached the tower cautiously, his paws crunching on the fallen leaves. As he pushed the heavy door open, it creaked loudly, echoing through the empty interior. Inside, the clock tower was filled with dust and cobwebs, but there was an undeniable aura of magic in the air. Milo's eyes were drawn to the center of the room, where a large, ornate pedestal stood. On top of the pedestal was an ancient hourglass, its glass scratched and worn, but still intact. The sand within it had stopped flowing, frozen in time. Surrounding the pedestal were intricate gears and cogs, all part of the clock's inner workings, but now covered in rust. As Milo examined the hourglass, he noticed a faint inscription on its base. It read, "To restore the flow of time, one must sacrifice that which is most precious." Milo pondered the meaning of the inscription. What could be more precious than time itself? Suddenly, the hourglass began to glow with a soft, warm light. The sand inside started to shift slightly, as if responding to Milo's presence. He realized that the clock tower's magic was still alive, waiting for someone to restore it. But what was the sacrifice it required? Milo thought long and hard. He considered wishing for endless adventures, or for the ability to pause time whenever he wished. But deep down, he knew that true adventure lay in the unpredictability of life, in the passing of time and the experiences it brought. What he cherished most were the moments he spent with his friends, the memories they created together, and the lessons he learned along the way. With a heavy heart, Milo placed his hand on the hourglass. "I wish to give up my ability to control time," he whispered, "so that the clock tower may once again guide the flow of time in the forest." As soon as he spoke the words, the hourglass began to glow brighter, and the sand inside started to flow once more. The gears and cogs around the pedestal began to turn, slowly at first, then faster and faster, until the entire tower was filled with the sound of ticking and whirring. The clock face at the top of the tower came to life, its hands moving steadily to mark the passage of time. Milo watched in awe as the magic of the clock tower was restored. He felt a sense of peace, knowing that he had made the right decision. Time was a gift, not something to be controlled or manipulated. It was the essence of life, bringing with it new adventures, challenges, and joys. As the clock tower's magic settled, the golden glow faded, leaving the tower as it had been before, silent and still, but now with the steady tick of the clock echoing through its halls. Milo knew it was time to return home, to the forest and his friends. On his journey back, the forest seemed more vibrant, the colors richer, and the sounds clearer. Milo felt a deep connection to the world around him, as if he had become a part of the very fabric of time. When he finally emerged from the dense woods, the sun was rising, casting a golden light over the enchanted forest. Milo shared his adventure with Benny, Tilly, and Brooke, who listened intently. They were amazed by Milo's selflessness and bravery. The legend of the clock tower had always been a mystery, but now, thanks to Milo, its secrets had been revealed. The forest thrived under the restored flow of time, and life went on, full of new adventures and endless possibilities. From that day on, Milo continued to explore the enchanted forest, always cherishing the time he spent with his friends and the moments that made life so precious. And though the clock tower remained hidden deep in the forest, its magic could be felt in every rustling leaf and every whisper of the wind, a reminder of the importance of time and the adventures it brought with it.